Jay Hill, Interim Leader of the federal Maverick Party. Why have I emphasized that Maverick is a federal party? Well, it's because no matter how hard we try to communicate that our party is not involved provincially, some folks still think we are, or should be. Today, I would like to revisit a scare tactic that keeps coming up again and again, mostly from conservatives, trying to frighten some of you into voting the way you always have in the past, rather than what you know in your heart is right. They claim that the West must continue to overwhelmingly vote Conservative if you don't want to re-elect Trudeau's Liberal government. They say, give Aaron O'Toole a chance. I say, a chance to do what exactly? If a Western Prime Minister, an old reformer like Stephen Harper with a majority government, couldn't get her done for the West, what in heaven's name would make you ever think Mr. O'Toole will? So let's clear up this fake news about vote splitting, right here and right now. First, there are 338 ridings in Canada, obviously represented by 338 members of Parliament. Of those, 231 are east of Manitoba. Unlike when the Reform Party split largely Conservative support with the old Progressive Conservative Party prior to the merger in 2004, Maverick will not be running in any of these constituencies. I repeat, we will not be running east of Manitoba, so we cannot be accused of splitting the Conservative vote down there. Those 231 ridings represent almost 70% of Canada's MPs. Of the remaining 107 ridings in the West and North where we may run a candidate, 49 constituencies elected Conservatives by wide margins. Even if their votes were split equally between them and the Maverick Party candidate, it would be impossible, or at least highly unlikely, for a Liberal NDP or Green candidate to win in those ridings. So in those ridings, voters have a clear choice: to send a Conservative or Maverick MP to Ottawa as their representative. The Conservative MP will face strict party discipline to vote whichever way provides their leader and their party the best opportunity for support in central and eastern Canada. Or they can elect a Maverick MP that will always vote in the best interests, their best interests, and not give a tinker's damn what the people of the East think. Based on my experience, it is these ridings, primarily in Alberta and Saskatchewan, and mainly in the rural areas of the 4 western provinces, where the Maverick message of freedom and fairness currently resonates the most. Given the infancy of the Maverick Party, it is in these ridings where we will have the greatest chance of success, and also where we intend to concentrate our limited resources. Ridings like my former constituency in northeastern British Columbia, a constituency I'm very familiar with, as those good people up there elected me 6 times between 1993 and 2008. In the most recent election in October of 2019, Bob Zimmer, the Conservative incumbent, was re-elected with almost 70% of the votes cast. A landslide win similar to the results I received. His closest competitors were the Liberal candidate, who got 11.6%, the NDP with 9.2%, and the Green with 6.3%. Therefore, even if a Maverick candidate were to split Bob's votes in half, whomever wins would still have more than a 23% margin of victory. Or to put it another way, Bob, or the Maverick, would still have a comfortable lead of almost 13,000 votes over the Liberal candidate. Secondly, in the remainder of the 107 constituencies in Canada's West and North, 36 were won by individuals other than Conservatives. Clearly, vote splitting in those ridings was not an issue, as the Conservatives lost them last October without any competition from Maverick. That leaves just 22 constituencies that elected Conservatives, but with a narrower margin. And yes, in theory, vote splitting could result in electing an MP of another party in those few ridings. But only if we run a candidate in those ridings, and only if we gather the necessary funds and volunteers to run a strong campaign there. Do you seriously believe that the outcome in 6.5% of the ridings could decide the next election? Don't let your vote be decided by this conservative campaign of fear. Next time, vote for what you know is right. Elect a Maverick MP that always will vote for you. And please remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Bye for now.